So thank you, His Excellency, Mr. President, Mr. President. Thank you for your understanding. So that changing the order, now my honor to invite His Excellency, Mr. Sall, President of the Republic of Senegal, to provide short remarks. Thank you, Mr. President.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le ministre Yoshimasa, ministre des Affaires étrangères. Le temps que nous retrouvions la technique, je vais donc prononcer mon discours de clôture. Excellence, M. Kais Saïed, président de la République de Tunisie, Excellence, M. Kishida Fumio, Premier ministre du Japon, Excellences, chers collègues, chefs d'État et de gouvernement, Monsieur le Président de la Commission de l'Union africaine, Mesdames et Messieurs les ministres, Mesdames, Messieurs, au terme de nos travaux, je tiens à réitérer notre gratitude au Président Kais Saïed ainsi qu'au gouvernement et au peuple tunisien pour leur accueil chaleureux et la bonne organisation de notre conférence. Je remercie également le Premier ministre Kishida Fumio pour l'engagement renouvelé du Japon aux côtés de notre continent. En 29 ans de TICAD, avec la collaboration active des Nations Unies, de l'Union africaine, de la Banque mondiale et du PNUD. Les trois piliers qui ont été au cœur de nos échanges, à savoir la paix et la stabilité, une société résiliente et durable et la transformation de l'Afrique pour une croissance vigoureuse, résument nos priorités dans la déclaration de Tunis et le plan d'action de Yokohama mis à jour. Ces priorités portent sur la paix et la sécurité, la transition énergétique juste et équitable, la santé, l'éducation et la formation, l'innovation digitale, l'entrepreneuriat des jeunes et des femmes, la production agricole et l'industrialisation. La profonde crise économique que nous vivons rappelle également l'urgence de notre plaidoyer auprès des pays et institutions partenaires pour la réallocation partielle des droits de tirage spéciaux et la mise en œuvre effective de l'initiative du G20 de suspension du service de la dette afin d'accompagner nos efforts de résilience et de relance économique. Nous réaliserons nos engagements communs en passant immédiatement à l'action avec la mobilisation de moyens appropriés, un suivi adéquat et la pleine participation de nos secteurs privés. Je réitère à ce sujet notre souhait pour la mise en place d'un fonds d'appui à l'investissement et au financement des start-up en Afrique. Vive la TICAD, vive le partenariat Japon-Afrique. Je vous remercie de votre aimable attention.
So, President Sall, thank you very much. Still, the staffers are working on technical problems. So, may I ask His Excellency, the President Said, President of the Republic of Tunisia, to have give a floor, to have a closing remarks. So, thank you very much. So please, His Excellency, you have a floor.
شكرا لكم جميعا على مداخلتكم وعلى طرحكم للقضايا التي عهدناها في أفريقيا ولكن الشكر مضاعف لأننا فكرنا معا في الحلول التي تحتاجها أفريقيا. وشكرا لأصدقائنا في اليابان على هذا العمل وعلى هذا التصور الجديد للعلاقات بين الاتحاد الافريقي واليابان. دارت كثير من النقاشات حول مسائل مختلفة، ربما تختلف المقاربات حولها وتختلف الأجوبة على الأسئلة التي تم طرحها، ولكن عموما تم التوصل إلى اتفاق أو إلى بلاغ موحد للقضايا التي تم التعرض إليها. أشكركم في هذه الحلقة، ولكن ستتبعها حلقات، وهناك تكاد آخر، وهناك مؤتمرات أخرى ستتواصل وستستمر، ونتمنى أن يكون العالم كله في وضع أفضل مما هو عليه اليوم. نهنئ أنفسنا ونهنئكم جميعا بنجاح هذا المؤتمر، بنجاح هذا اللقاء. لكن مع ذلك أريد أن أركز في الكلمة الختامية على قضايا ربما لم تأخذ حظها كاملا في النقاشات. القضايا المتعلقة بمقاربة المشاكل والمآسي، مقاربة جديدة إنسانية تتعلق بالعالم كله وليس بجزء فقط. ثم
Tunisian President Kais Saied giving his speech at the TICAD 8 Tokyo International Conference on African Development that is taking place in Tunisia and wrapping up its activities today. Looking over issues should be taken from more than one angle and one side, not only one angle right now. The Tunisian media have affirmed the importance of security that is could not be achieved without development and economic development in particular. The most important of that is investing on human capabilities and investing on education and upbringing of the human cadres. And the nations have its full right to achieve equal rights, in and integrated full rights of education and upbringing and human development. Some of them did not achieve its full right until this very moment. Though that some of these nations have already signed some economic agreements and funds that would secure funds for achieving those goals, but they did not use them the best way. Now we have to look and study that from the beginning and try to invest into that in a much more comprehensive way. Our issue now is the African continent. And today we should also look over the embezzled treasuries and the embezzled money from former leaders who were expelled by their countries. African countries should achieve their full rights to retrieve this money. And also the issue of debts should be looked over, and how to handle this situation is also something that we should take a comprehensive look over. Issues like that have been taken for 10 years until now, and these issues have not been resolved and still in courts. Achieving human security and development could not be achieved without regional security, and this is what we talked about this morning. And we should also look about the reasons behind that, including the economic crisis, the wars, the civil wars. Security does not also include the domestic security, but also the soft power between different countries. We also are in bad need for the dominance of the international legitimacy between countries to achieve national security and international security on an equal foot. Our responsibility is grave today towards our states, our nations, and our peoples, and the next generations also. Especially, we should lead a good example so that the other generations are going to follow our footsteps in the future. And we should learn lessons from the past and have a strong vision for the future. Thank you very much. And we should also rejoice the success of this very important and exceptional international conference that holds a unified vision between the African countries and also the Japanese. Thank you so much.
والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Thank you, Prince Said, for your really moving closing remarks. Now, I would like to invite the Prime Minister Kishida for his closing remarks. So, Prime Minister Kishida, floor is yours.
はい。ご列席の皆様、2日間にわたって開催したTICAD8をここに閉幕いたします。私自身はオンライン参加となりましたが、アフリカ各国の首脳や国際機関の責任者の皆様との間で、現下の国際情勢も踏まえつつ、今後のアフリカ開発についてじっくりと議論し、引き続き緊密に連携していくことを確認することができました。また、数多くの企業関係者にもお集まりいただきました。引き続きコロナ禍による制約がある中で、対面のビジネスフォーラムを開催し、アフリカビジネスの一層の発展に向けた さまざまな取り組みを紹介いただけたことは、アフリカの成長への期待の表れと言えるでしょう。TICAD8 がアフリカへのさらなる民間投資を引き出す場となったことを期待しています。日本は1993年に TICAD を立ち上げ、これまでも皆様と共にアフリカの未来について議論し、
The panel now is given to His Excellency the Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, who is giving a speech to the attendees from African leaders and Japanese who are attending the TICAD8, the Tokyo International Conference on African Development, and is also looking for this particular conference is looking for or focusing on supporting African countries, providing them with stimulus packages and boosting their economies amid food and energy crisis. It's their main issues. And on an initiative from Japan and a lot of efforts exerted by Japan to render the TICAD successful, make it more prosperous, and advance with it. Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, in his speech, of course, he is speaking in Japanese language, but his main focus is on Tokyo, focusing or being taking the responsibility on its shoulder to work to ensure the grain shipments to Africa amid a global shortage. Japan knows that $30 billion would be delivered over 3 years, they promise smaller sums for food security in coordination with the African Development Bank. And these are the main goals that are set before Japan and that were given in an official statement by His Excellency, the Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, in the TICAD8 International Conference on African Development. And he stated that in his official statement to the attendees. Also, we do not forget that this summit has given the Tunisian President Kais Saied his biggest international platform since his 2019 election, and it came in the sense that he seized raw powers formally enshrined through a constitutional referendum and a move his critics called before a coup.
Thank you, Prime Minister Kishida. Now I shall conclude TICAD8.
A final conclusion is going to be taken now on TICAD8. Now it's being concluded. Though we are concluding it right now and giving our final report on it, but we are going to continue with its goals, try to implement them the right way we planned for them in the near future. Thank you so much for attending with us the TICAD8. Now the Tokyo International Conference on African Development, TICAD8, is wrapping up its activities and concluding all these activities that has been taken through the span of 2 days now. The TICAD8 has been focusing on food crisis